What's going on, guys and gals? My name is William Clark, and before you say anything, yes, this is a different shirt than one I usually wear. I usually wear either an Atari 2600 shirt or Walking Dead or something like that. And this is a really good album, too, from Guns N' Roses. But I'm going to be making a couple vlogs throughout maybe the day. Well, not really vlogs, but just things that are on my mind and shit. Yes, there will be an Animal Crossing video today. Don't worry. Okay, so here's the first one. The first video. The first video is my thoughts on video games, like video game collectors and video game collections and stuff like that. So my first thing, this is mostly going to be about retro gaming. So like, the Xbox One X and whatever. I don't know much about, so I can't really talk about that all that much. Um, but let's just get on with it. Also, the color is a little weird and kind of, yeah, like that, kind of blurry. I apologize. I'm not recording in the using the back camera. I'm more of like I kind of go back and forth, back and forth. I go back camera, one or two videos, and I go front camera. Like with my Animal Crossing videos and other stuff, I do um, using the back camera because first of all, it's better to record gameplay, and second of all, I just think it's nice to have stuff like that. But also, sometimes I do my vlogs that way and other videos that way. But recently I've been doing more the front camera. Now, let's get on with the first thing that I have in my mind. What is defined as retro? Retro is defined as something that's old-fashioned, something that's classic, something that is, let's say, from the 80s or 90s or early 2000s that a lot of people don't really know much about these days. Okay, there's that. But there are, a little bit of fighting going on between, what is defined as retro in terms of what systems. Like, where does it start and where does it end? Obviously, it starts with, like, back in the early days, Magnavox Odyssey and the Atari 2600. But where exactly does one basically put their foot down on, um, what is defined as retro? Some people think retro gaming at the end is like the PS3 era, PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii. And to an extent, they're right. Because we're on to the PS4, Xbox One, PS4 Pro, Xbox One S, X, whatever, the 3DS, the Nintendo Switch, stuff like that. And there are some people that say that the GameCube is where it stops, that the PS3 and Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Wii and regular DS, DSi, DSi XL are not considered retro. However, PS2, the original Xbox, and the GameCube are. Yes, I agree, in a way that the GameCube is where it stops, but at the same time, I don't. I think what defines as classic and retro is stuff that nobody really plays with anymore. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people still on PlayStation, PS3 and Xbox. Hell, I'm still using the PS3. Only because I don't have enough money to buy a PS4. And also, I have a lot of people on PS3 that I can talk to and play Minecraft with and all that. Um, but some people, they're like, okay, sure. But at the same time, I don't play my games. What? And this is now we're talking about video game collections. As a video game collector, in general, not just retro, but in general, I think people are crazy. Every time I hear those words, I only collect video games. I don't play them. I'm like, what? I mean, yeah, to each their own. If you want to play these games, and like for me, for example, every time I get a new game, like Animal Crossing, which I've had all these games for a little while now. But if I ever buy from eBay or Amazon a new GameCube game, not new as in the condition, but a game I've never played before, and even games that I have played before, and I'm just rebuying them. Um, Even that, not only will I collect them like I'm doing right here, but I'm going to be playing them. Every game that I get, I play. Because otherwise, to me, that's a waste of money. Just putting these games on a shelf for all eternity and just like not even really looking at them. Just like have them as in the background as like something else. I don't think that's right. I mean, like I said before, to each their own. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for it, but at the same time, I am actually. Because, I mean, you bought those games for a reason. I mean, yeah, not just to collect, but if you have the systems like the GameCube or the Wii or something else, why not play them? I understand if it's like a really, really rare game like LSD Dream Emulator on the PS1. I could understand that because it's a rare game, not many copies were made, this and that, this and that. If you buy it, you don't want to play it. And I can understand that. I would have that game. I'll be playing that as an emulator only. I wouldn't be as a ROM or BIOS or whatever it is that the PS1 emulators run off of to play the games. Um, but you know, common folk games that are well, Animal Crossing and Mario Kart Double Dash right here. All these games I'm going to play and collect. And as a retro game collector, I all the time see, even DJ, he plays his games. If he ever gets a new one, he plays it. If he ever, looks back at his collection of like PS1 or PS2 or PS3, whatever games, he's like, oh yeah. And he plays them. Even if, he plays them for a couple days and then just like puts them on the shelf and just forgets about them for a couple weeks or so and then just goes, I don't think he has any shelves, but like he puts them away somewhere for a couple weeks and it's like, oh yeah, when he goes back to play another game or to put another game away, he's probably gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I'm gonna be playing this one now. You know, as a gamer, hardcore gamer, also, people think, what makes a video game collection? Is it physical discs and cartridges? Like, GameCube, Game Boy, whatever? Or is it digital content, like on Steam, the PlayStation Store, Microsoft, the Xbox Store, or Microsoft Store in general? Actually, for some people debate that. For me, it's both. Yes, I don't have a giant library of uh, games that are, on Steam or on the PlayStation Store. I have quite a bit for the PS3. That's about it. I don't have anything really all that much worthy. Yeah, The Last of Us. I have. Well, that's on one of my accounts, but that's beside the point. The point is, I got a lot of stuff on my account, um, but in a way, I consider GameCube games and physical, actual media like actual cartridges and discs to be more um, more to prove, I guess. I consider them more of a collection than downloading things from the PlayStation Store. I mean, with digital downloading, it's easy nowadays to do that, to download games and shit to your computer or to your Android tablets and phones and stuff. Hell, on this Kindle that I'm using to record right now, I got a lot of games. Well, a couple games to record. I gotta get around to doing that. I know, but you know, in a way, I consider that to be, in a way, a collection of its own. Now, physical media. That is what most of the majority, that's what the majority of people want to go for if they are collecting video games and video game systems and anything video game related. They're going after physical media. They're not really going after, downloadable games. But in a way, I guess they can be like they'll do that because PC is the master race. I love PC and I love Android tablets and shit, but physical media is not dying. It's never gonna die. But in a way, video game collecting has become more expensive than it used to be. I remember not a lot of people back in the day were collecting. I mean, I was young. And I was like 5 or 6 when I was 5.5 when I moved here. I didn't notice anybody collecting what I have, right now. I still don't. I don't know anybody that collects retro video games or video games in general. Actually, they mostly forget about their systems. They forget about their PS3s and 360s, and they're like, you know what? Fuck these. I'm going with the PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, whatever is cool right now. And I'm only playing the coolest games like NBA, whatever, NFL, whatever, Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Halo, whatever. And they're not going after, like, these kind of games that are obscure but are also fun. They're only going after the shooters for the most, either shooters or sports games. They don't go after every game. Um, but if you're a hardcore video game collector and a hardcore video gamer as a whole, you don't really care what games you collect. As for me, I'll collect them all. I'll collect even sports games, although sports games I would buy at the very last. I mean, yeah, fighting games, shooting games, games like Animal Crossing and Mario Kart and all that. I have NASCAR, but what I'm mentioning about sports games, I'm talking about, like the ball games like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, which is not a ball game, but still, it's a sports game. I would get those games at the very last. I get all my games, like Fire. I would even buy the more expensive games first before I would even go with the sports games. I'm not a fan of sports games. Um, Unless it's bowling or maybe racing. That's about it. Um, Meh! Okay, did you see that? I don't know if you saw that or not. I really hope that it's not on me. Oh, it's on me. Nope, 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 nope. It's a bug. I need to get my machete and get it out of here. Always give him a shade to hear your stink bug problems. But anyways, as I was saying before, video game collecting has become way too expensive. I mean, very expensive. You see that fucking stink bug? Let's whack that fucker out of here. Haha. I'll keep it just in case. It'll probably come back. But anyways, video game collecting as a whole, especially the retro games, are becoming more and more expensive. As I mentioned before, not a lot of people around my time, even back when I was still in Dayton, I didn't notice a lot of people collecting video games. Even now, here in Meigs County, I don't notice anybody collecting video games like I do. Like I said, they always go for what's hot these days. They don't care about GameCube. They don't even know what that is. I only have like one or two friends that know what the Nintendo GameCube is. That's about it. Yeah, and that's around here. I got more people on PSN and Facebook that know what that is than anything else. But it's almost impossible for anybody to really know what Galaga even is. Like, damn, one of the best games of all time, and you don't even know what it is. It's a really good classic. But what I think is that people need to start thinking. In a way, I think video game collecting can be a professional sport. Just give them the opportunity and they're gonna be like, alright, I see. Oh yeah, you want to build your video game collection to the best. Well, I'm gonna get my video games first. I'm gonna get my games even better than yours first, and so on and so forth. And people are gonna be battling left and right to see whose video game collection is gonna be the best. Well, in a way, not only that, but because of people like AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, Cinemassacre and all that, and other people, there have been more people interested in video game collecting. Hell, that's how I got interested in video game collecting for the most part, retro or not, just video games in general. And because of that, video game prices have gone up. Let's say for example an NES game was like $1 or $2. Okay, cool. Well, now it would probably be like $5 or so because it's in more demand. Because there are more people doing video game collections and building up their collection to like want it to be one of the best. And as for me, I'm going after certain consoles and handhelds. I'm going after the GameCube, obviously. First things first, the GameCube is my top priority. And I don't even own a fucking quarter of that. Or even half a quarter. Yeah, there's still a lot of games I don't own yet. But, yeah. Video game collecting is one of the greatest things of all time. But I've noticed, like I said, it's more expensive now. It used to be. I know Fire Emblem was always expensive. But, it's more so on the GameCube and shit because more people are going after it. So, yeah. Overall, as a video game collector, I see it as a great thing. That more and more people are getting interested. New people and old people alike. People that were back in the 70s and 80s that grew up with the Atari and the original Nintendo. And people of my generation that grew up with the GameCube and Game Boy Advance and whatever, you know? All coming together to remember the classics. Yeah. So anyways, guys and gals, I think that's it for this video. If you like this video, give this video a like. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the whole damn thing. Oh, if not, that's fine too, by the way. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon down below. I'm probably going to be recording on my other Kindle. For better whatever reasons. And as always, I will see you on the next video. Peace out, people, and Brohoof. Boom.